Hello, Capricorn. This is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries. It is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. And Capricorn, please do watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising sign, even if it's not all in Capricorn. All of those energies impact you every single week, all the time. They're impacting you. So the best way to get a well-rounded reading is to explore all of them. There's always an extended reading, and what that does is it really personalizes everything that we start with here. There's an erotic tarot portion. I can share it with you uncensored so that I don't have to worry about any kind of censorship on YouTube. And there's a romance specific reading. So yes, the extended is the bomb and it is worth investing in. And then last but not least, you can join me every single weekday, Monday through Friday, on born_without_boundaries on Instagram, because I go live. And then you can join in the conversation, and I would love to have you. Let's get into your reading. Okay, Capricorn. Partnerships and alliances are extremely important to you right now. First card that came out and flipped up, so I couldn't ignore it. So these are the energies here, and that could be a little bit difficult for you because, simply put, you like to be in charge of things. You like to be in charge of things in order to provide for people. You are, I would say, the father energy. You're ruled by Saturn, right? That's the big papa disciplinarian energy. That's why you're exactly opposite from Cancer, who is that mother energy. You are the I want to provide for myself and for others energy, which makes this a particular challenge for you right now. But a fortuitous challenge, a challenge that can broaden and expand so many different aspects of your life. When you reach out and connect to somebody, when you are able to take care of somebody and provide for somebody, how good does it make you feel? To understand and have compassion and be empathetic and know that the same good feeling you get when you can provide and you can achieve on your own, other people feel too, and they want to provide for you. So partnerships and alliances are extremely important in this energy. What could this symbolize? Not to symbolize, how could this be playing out in the 3D for you? You could be getting a new job offer. You could have to rely on somebody else's help in order to do something. You could have to reach out and literally become a partner with somebody else. Also, it could be your partner, your romantic partnership, playing a huge role in your life right now. All of these different ways, since this is a general reading, all of these ways are ways that this energy can play out, but it's really strong. Like I said, the cards speak to me, and it wouldn't pop out, boom, in my face up. If it didn't want me to, it wasn't screaming. You got to pay attention to this energy. So it's partnership and alliances that are really impactful this week. And then we have material harvest. Material harvest is bountiful. It's beautiful. It's good stuff, and it's the stuff that you really like. It's getting that tangible validation of your hard work, which means that partnerships and alliances, that material wealth and abundance may be coming through partnerships and alliances. You may have to join with and trust somebody else's abundance, somebody else's intellect and abilities in order to get to this stage. Or you're already at this stage, and Capricorn, you're starting to see like the wealth of abundance that's coming in because of this partnership or these alliances. It could be that somebody else right now is the primary provider for you. It could be right now you having to assume more of a support role. I know that that is not the ideal situation for you, but you wouldn't be asked to go through it if it wasn't trying to teach you something. And this is just level up energy. When you get material harvest, there's such an abundance coming into your life. There's almost like what I'm seeing is a handshake, a contract being signed. So expect that deals are now able to go through for you. okay? And then we have emotional withdrawal, which means that it's going to take you time to process, and it's going to take you time to feel comfortable. You see the ocean waves, you see the sand. None of this is solid ground, right? But there is 8, and 8 represents vitality and abundance coming into your life. So there is just this sense of having to get to a less sensical place and a more spiritual place to find the balance that you need to be okay with this circumstance. Also, it's telling me that you're probably under a lot of stress right now. As all of this settles in place, as you make these adjustments, you might require almost in some ways a vacation, but I would say more of a staycation. Emotional withdrawal is that sense of, I need to heal because I've just been dealing with too much right now. I don't know why I'm called to take these cards again, but we'll see. Something about the past that it wants to tell me. Fire found firm foundation. Okay, so this is a loaded card because it talks about fire. This is the alchemical sign for fire, and what that means is creation, right? That fire, think of stoking a fire and the energy that's being created. You're ready to get something done. You're also looking at a mountain and not intimidated. Look at this man. He is not intimidated at all. He understands who he is. He's as strong and sturdy as a fire. And lots of times I think of like Lord of the Rings and stuff, how it's like the dwarves always forge things underneath a mountain. So it's like the strength of the mountain. There's a permanence here. There's a strength here. There's a fortitude here. And it's helping to stoke a fire as opposed to burn things down. Okay, so there's strength, a firm foundation. It's almost like you are building a firm foundation. You are creating a home that you can rely on. This is like a fortress. So all of that is symbolic, kind of esoteric. What does that mean? That what you are creating now, especially through these partnerships, this new job, this new relationship, your relationship, this new found sense of your place in the all of those things are creating something that will last, that you can build on. And then we have rejoice in celebration. This is the card that came out in the past. It's in the past. So what this is telling me is that there was so many times in your life when you had to be involved with people or doing things that you really hated doing. It's in the past. And I know it's kind of scary. And I also know my best friend's a Capricorn. I love her so much. Capricorns are so inclined. Aries do this a lot too. They'll just take any fucking job. And it'll be hell, but they won't quit it. They don't really stop to think, is this my sole purpose? Does my heart feel right here? In a Capricorn's mind, you guys know this, it's almost like that doesn't matter. What matters is that the money has to come in and the bills have to be paid. But the truth is, and this is what I mean by you're leveling up, you know that that is not the truth. You understand that you can make millions of dollars and support your family, and you can be happy too. And we've discussed this before. The unique aspect of this energy is you realizing it and you're not afraid or intimidated by that feeling of wonkiness that you have to go through in order to get to that firm foundation based on what you actually love as opposed to what you just tolerate for the paycheck. This had to be in your fucking past. It had to be done. It had to be over with. Being surrounded by people who did not support you, you didn't even really like. Because this is like the three. For me, this card is very much like the 3 of Cups. When it comes out in reverse, it's just like, you don't want to be around these people. You don't want to be in this situation. It doesn't make you happy. You are putting that in the past. You don't want to do it anymore. You've changed. You've grown. You expect different things out of life. Let's see what the sexual magic tarot will tell us. Capricorn. What I can tell you is this. If you have been worried, don't be. I know you are because emotional withdrawal is here, but don't be. Because what you are experiencing, you can actually rely on. There's a firm foundation here. It's reliable. Okay, so I can't show you these cards. I will definitely show them to you in the extended. But we have the Strength card in reverse, meaning you feel vulnerable, you feel weak, you're in a vulnerable position. I don't know if it has to do with money, but based on Capricornian energy, when money is compromised, your feeling of yourself is compromised. So I can assume that something like that is going on, but it could be other things too. So right now, you're afraid. You're dealing with fear, and that could be why you're wanting to emotionally withdraw from things, or not trusting things, or questioning things that maybe you hadn't, I don't know what the hell that is, maybe you hadn't questioned in the past. But ultimately, that questioning is a part of building a new foundation, learning about a new place, way of being, and growth. So we have the Two of Cups, which is implying to me that you are in a very stable relationship. And if you're not, you are desiring it, because the Two of Cups is a relationship with an equal, with somebody who you just can't get enough of, because you identify them. Oh, I just heard this. You could also be feeling like you're not pulling your own weight. And that's why your Strength card is compromised, because there's this feeling of, I want to be like this person. I love being with this person, but am I as much as this person? Well, I can tell you right now, Capricorn, that the only one that has a right to determine that isn't even you. It's them. And if they say you're enough because you make them happy, then you're actually disrespecting them by arguing with them and not trusting them and saying, oh, I need to be this in order to be able to accept that I make you happy. What? No, you don't. And it's that kind of thinking that may be convoluting how you feel and making you feel so vulnerable. Now, you can always come back and build yourself up and get to a point where you feel stronger. But what you must do is honor your significant other's contribution to your life and their contribution. The fact that, listen, I heard this quote, because this isn't a romance reading. But I'm going to share the quote you. I heard this quote and I think it's fantastic. In a healthy relationship, it's not just 50-50. It's not. But Capricornian energy, Aries energy almost is like, I want it to be 70-30 and I want to be the 70 because you always want to be in control. There's a sense with Capricornian energy wants that real stable number of, but I have to be an equal. But that's not how a relationship really goes. A relationship is emotions, so it's up and downs. So it's not just based on emotions, it's based on subjective material and subjective situations. So it's not firm, it's not structured the way that an earth sign likes things structured. So a healthy relationship is not 50-50. A healthy relationship, sometimes they're going to be 20 and I got to pick up the 80 because they need my help. Sometimes I'm going to be 20 and they're going to be 80 because they need my help or I need their help. You know, sometimes it's 60-40. It's not about the 50-50 number remaining. It's about the overall average over a long period of time. And it's about letting somebody help you when you need it and helping them when they need it without judging them. Always believing in the best of somebody, even when they're not achieving the full tangible capability or result that they could. Because you know better than anyone, hard work takes time. Profit takes time to turn around. It's about investing in somebody. And even though that may be easier for you to understand when you're the one doing the investing, it's going to make you feel compromised when somebody's got to do the investing in you. So this may not be a partnership at all. This could be you're just looking for new jobs and you're feeling real vulnerable because you have to wait on that phone call or that next email to go to the next stage. So you're feeling compromised right now because you're in a vulnerable state. You're not in a vulnerable state. You're in a very powerful state, and that very powerful state is called growth, and that very powerful state is called progress. And if you don't take the risks of growth and progress, you're never going to achieve what deep down inside you got that fire burning in your belly to achieve, right? You are actually involved and engaged right now, Capricorn, in setting the basement level. And that ain't glamorous. The basement is never glamorous, but it is essential. And so right now, if you allow yourself to go through this grinding of creating this essential aspect, you're going to see just how easy it is for you to grow and build on top of that. Let's continue with the cards that came out. Six of Cups. Six of Cups came out. Six of Cups is about pining for something in the past, remembering something in the past. It could also imply, with the Two of Cups and Six of Cups here, that there is a really strong, healthy relationship. There's a lot of very romantic prospects in your life right now. And in some ways, it's beautiful. I mean, these two cards together usually imply really nice, because they're both upright. So they imply really nice things for you romantically. Let's keep going though. We have the Devil. The Devil represents you because that's the card that represents Capricorn energy. Why is it the Devil? Well, because it's Saturnian energy, right? And what does that mean? It's completely and totally rooted in the 3D. It doesn't look to the spiritual world at all. And that is an extreme that the Devil is most known for. It's all corporeal. And it will make you afraid to have faith. It will make you afraid of trusting something outside of the tangible, which is why Capricorns can get stuck in this needing to make money and not wanting to rock the boat or change careers if they're not happy. Forget about happiness. Forget about my heart space. I'm not willing to take a risk and that's going to change or bring down my being able to pay a bill. And that's fear. And that's why there's that Devil energy, because that's what the Devil is. So there's some sort of fear here. And because he came out right next to the relationship that is actually very beautiful, it's almost like fearing being in love or fearing being the vulnerable place that love requires you to be. And then we have the Four of Swords. You feel like somebody's trying to choke you and shove something down your throat that you don't really want. You're feeling like something is being forced on you. You feel like this is being forced on you. Maybe too much romance, maybe too much love, maybe too much lovey-doveyness. You don't want it. You want to get back to that Devil energy of the corporeal world and fixing things and doing things. Okay, let's think about it. We have the Empress here. So she is abundance and value in the 3D world. So she's coming out upright, which means there's a lot of abundance around you. Are you grabbing it? Not sure. We have the Eight of Swords. It's almost like Eight of Swords is feeling isolated and alone. Emotional withdrawal. That's kind of what it is. So what this is telling me is for some reason you are feeling completely abandoned and completely alone, but the cards around you do suggest just the opposite. So that's why the Devil's here. The fear is keeping you from seeing the reality, which is the love and support and abundance that you have. Instead of focusing on what you really have, because to focus on what you really have, you might have to focus on somebody else providing it for you. And that may be something that's just too uncomfortable for you. You feel like something's being shoved down your throat. Maybe you feel like love's being shoved down your throat. But that's the primary cause of this Eight of Swords energy, which is being afraid, being fearful. It's interesting, and I will show you guys this in the extended, because I got to show you the cards. But the Satyr, or this Devil energy, is in the back of the image at the front of the Eight of Swords. It could very well be that you're afraid of losing somebody, that you're afraid, or your fears are starting to draw a wedge between you and somebody else. So let's get into, oh my God, let's get into these cards. Capricorn. We have time to go, and this is in the past, and it's in reverse. So that tells me you were stuck. You were not ready. You were stuck around people you didn't like, or you couldn't get rid of somebody. That could be how that energy plays out too. And now what comes out in the present tense is, so here you have a time to go landing near Three of Cups in reverse, essentially. So really feeling stuck, doing things or living a life that you didn't love to live. And now you have this actually beautiful life around you, but you're still kind of stuck with this, but I don't want it because I didn't make it by myself. And that is something that you're going to have to get over, or you're going to ruin shit. Just to let you know, but this is straight talk, right? A change in the wind. Now, the wind is a direct diametric opposite from the earth because it's almost weightless. It has weight, technically, yes, but it's almost weightless. But things are shifting and things are changing and things are lightening up. So, in the most blatant sense, I could say this card is trying to say, hey, Capricorn, lighten the fuck up. But it's also saying that your life is changing, that this is a transitional time for you. And being lighter and reminding yourself to breathe, because we're talking about the wind here, is actually going to help you feel more comfortable with being lighter, with trusting something that is not so predictable, not so certain, but so much fun. And I know you got a whole hell of a lot of fun in you, Capricorn. I will say this, the problem with Capricorn is you guys are real fun when you're young, but as you get old, some Capricorn, that's true. Some Capricorns, they seem like they're adults from the time that they're 5. You know what I'm saying? They're like always fucking serious about shit. But any kind of wild boundaries that you pushed when you went through that rebellious stage, it's like you forgot you were ever that person. And when you're an adult, you completely like vote for rules or push for policies or discipline your children like you've never been in that situation. But it's like, yes, you were. Yes, you were. That's a part of you. And to celebrate that part of you and to feel that liberation and to feel that freedom that you haven't felt maybe in a long time is what this card is suggesting. A change in the wind, in the way you think about things, because air is your thoughts, right? A change in your thoughts, because I gotta fucking show you these cards. The 2 swords energies that are on this board right now, right? And table looking at me. Right, there's the 4 of Swords, which is like stuck reflecting on things, pondering things. Maybe it just means you need some time alone. But with this sexual magic tarot deck is something different, and I gotta show you. It's like you feel like something's being forced down your throat, and you're fucking afraid. Always fucking afraid. Always feeling alone or isolating yourself and being alone because of fear. But they're swords, so the thoughts are what's really fucking you up right now. So it's a change in your thoughts that is what's going to help you right now. How do we change our thoughts? Well, we start to focus on things that make us happy. And even if you're miserable right now, there's one thing that's making you happy. And if you could think about that every time you find yourself slipping into a state of misery or fear, it's not going to change in a second, but it's going to start. And then you find something else that makes you happy. Have like a pocket full of, I would say a handful, so 5 things that just really make you happy about what is currently, tangibly happening in your life right now. Find 5 things and be able to say out loud using your words, which is also air energy, I am grateful for. I am grateful for those 5 things, and then think about those 5 things every time you feel yourself slipping into a state of, well, I'm not okay right now. You actually are okay right now. Let's get into this deck. Watermelon tourmaline, stress reduced. You need some sort of stress intervention, stress reduction. And that's okay. You're human, right? You just need a little bit of time. You need to let yourself get away from your norm. You need a break, is what I'm saying. You need a break or you're going to break. Watermelon tourmaline, stress reduction. De-stress your mind, body, and schedule as you need to rest, recharge, and revive. This is the time. This is the time. This is the time. Lapis lazuli, life-changing epiphany or experience. It's a time of big and blessed change for you, and God is supporting you each step of the way. listen to these things. So it is a time of faith. Dolomite, stay strong in your faith. I did not know that those cards were going to coordinate that way. A positive outcome is dependent on you keeping a positive mindset. That positive mindset we just talked about, some strategies for helping you out. Busy times and multitasking. I love that this card came out for you. Calcite, take charge of your schedule during this busy time and honestly assess your underlying reasons for being busy. Why are you busy? Is it because you're afraid of what comes from taking a break? Or afraid of what comes from sharing responsibilities? You need to really dig in. I don't care if it's therapy, psychology, spirituality. If you need help, reach out. That's the seat. Partnerships and alliances. Let's go into tarot. We're going to personalize this reading, extend the message, and then get into the erotic tarot and the romance reading. Link is below, Capricorn. I'll see you guys over there.